Okay, so now we are going to take this Kario Fit t-shirt and we are going to make a texture. So I am right now in UV editing. I'm going to go to layout. I'm going to press 1 on my keyboard. All right, so we're going to make a texture out of our t-shirt dress. And I'm in layout. So what I'm going to do is scroll my middle mouse button down. I'm going to press tab on my keyboard to go into object mode. And you can also change that up here. You can go to edit mode, object mode, and you also can use your tab button to tab back and forth. Okay. So in object mode, I'm going to click on add and I'm going to click on go to light and I'm going to left click on 3-point lights. And now I have my lights up here and I have a camera right here. Let me turn around. Lights, camera, action. So I am going to right click on my camera and hit H on my keyboard to hide it. I'm going to press 1 on my keyboard and I am going to scroll back in. So we have our lights. We need the lights and we need the camera. Okay, I'm going to right click on my shirt. I'm going to go back to UV editing with my mouse on the 3D view. I'm going to press tab to go into edit mode. Make sure that you are in edit UV editor and not image editor. Okay, so make sure that you change it. This is how image editor would look. Nothing would be there. So you want to click on that corner and click on UV editor. All right, make sure these arrows are selected. If they're not, then these won't be in sync. This syncs them. All right. Okay, and this is vertex selection mode here. This is edge selection mode. This is face selection mode. I'm just going to put it back on vertex selection mode. And yeah. All right, so with everything highlighted, I'm going to click on UV. And then I'm going to click on seams from islands. And that just gave our mesh some seams. So they are there. Those are our seams. Okay. I'm going to go back to layout mode. No, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to go to save your UV to your computer. Click on UV and make sure it's highlighted. UV, export. Left click on export UV layout. This is my folder. I have my mesh in. I mean I didn't even export the mesh yet, but this is my folder. And I'm going to name it. I'm just going to click on one of these and I'm going to just edit the file name and I'm going to put UV. Okay, oh, I got to put a dot there. Okay. All right, so remember my mouse is screwed up. All right, so now I have my UV saved to my computer. Now I'm going to go to image and click left click on image and then left click on new. And we're going to title this t-shirt base. Okay. And then I'm going to click OK. So this is going to be our base texture. Now I'm going to go to layout and oh shoot, I still have this modifier on. Let me go to tab mode and let me apply my cloth modifier. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to scroll down and go to this ball type looking thing and click on that. That's material properties. We're going to click on new to add a new material to the shirt. We're going to click on base color, the yellow dot, and we're going to click on image texture. We're going to come over here. You can upload one from your computer with open. You can make a new one with new, but we already made one, the t-shirt base. So I'm just going to click on that and you see it comes up right here. And we're not going to touch nothing else. Okay. Now I'm going to come up here. Right now we're in solid mode, viewport shading. We're going to switch to material preview mode. And now you see my shirt is black. Now we're going to go into texture paint. in this window, I'm going to hover where my mesh body is, and I'm going to press 1 on my keyboard. I'm going to scroll in some and just move around. I'm holding down shift and my middle mouse button to move around. To scroll in and zoom in and out, I'm using my middle mouse button. You can also move with this thing here and these things here. Okay, so you have options. Over here, you see the screwdriver and the wrench. This is your active tool and workspace settings. And over here you have your color wheel. You can pick colors. This means this is active. And if you press that arrow circle, it switches the colors. You can add a palette and just hit the plus sign. So I got white there. I could add black. Okay. And if you pick any other color, say yellow, you can add that. And then you'll have a palette. Okay. I just want white. And then you can just click on the palette and it will be in the active side. Okay. I just want white and I am going to scroll out of here. I'm going to change my brush to, I'll leave it mixed. Over here is your brush radius. You see how big my brush is? You can change that here. So let me put 90. And the strength, I want to put it to 1. Just 1. Okay, so that is the strength. I don't know. Oh, this is so backwards. Alright, so my mesh is inside out. So I'm going to go back to layout. I'm going to press tab on my keyboard to go into edit mode. And I'm going to go to mesh, normals, and flip. Then I'm going to go back to texture paint. And now it works. Okay. Now you can use the bucket. And we just need to change the strength. I'm going to change the strength here. I'm going to put 1. And then click on the shirt. And now the whole thing is white. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to go back to layout. I'm going to come up here to this TV looking thing. I'm going to change my render engine to cycles. And I'm just going to close that sampling box. I'm going to open up the bake box. And I'm not going to change, oh well, I am going to change the margin. I'm going to change it to 3. Okay, and that's it. And then the bake type, we're going to do combined. Matter of fact, let's do ambient occlusion. And then we'll hit bake. And down here it shows you it's baking. Alright, so let me save this file. Okay, so it baked. We're going to go over to UV editing. And this is the ambient occlusion. Okay. Doesn't look like much, I know. That's because I don't have too many details in my shirt. But if you have more details in your shirt, it would look better. Alright, so I'm going to go back to layout. And I'm going to bake another one. Oh wait, first, I'm going to go to UV layout. We want to save this image. So click on image. And then save as. And I'm just going to type AO for ambient occlusion. And it's going to go in my folder. There goes our UV. And I'm going to left click save as image. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to layout. I'm going to bake. I'm going to do combined. And then I'm going to hit bake. And just wait for it. Okay. So then I'm going to go to UV editing. And like I said, we don't have any real like details or anything like that for the shirt. So that's why they're not coming up. You have a little shadowing. That's about it. So yeah. Alright. So we're going to save this. Go to image. Save as. And this one I'm going to call CMB for combined and save. And you also can bake your normal map, but since we don't have any detail, I'm not going to do that. But let's do an example. I'm going to tab into edit mode, and I'm going to I'm going to go back in object mode. I'm going to go to sculpting. I'm just going to set this guy up and make sure that it is on. I'm going to click on draw sharp. I'm going to hit F on my keyboard to make my brush smaller. And then I'm going to try to let me see. Yeah, because our mesh, what is this one? Oh, let me try add. Let me make my brush bigger. And then I'm going to put it on subtract. Strength, make my brush a little smaller. Alright, but now we're going to bake and see what happens. I don't know. I'm going to keep it on combined. Alright, so now let's look at the UV editing. And you see you have this lump there. So that it gives it some definition. Let's try ambient occlusion and see what happens. Okay, so let's go in UV editing. And then you see how there is some detail. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to go back into sculpting and I'm going to control Z to try to get rid of that because I don't want it. Okay. Now, if the shirt had more geometry, let's go to layout, tab into edit mode. The more geometry, the better. What is that? I don't know what happened. Alright, I ain't gonna stress it. Oh, that's from baking it. Let me see. My computer's so slow. Oh yeah, that's from baking it. But we ain't saved it, so what we can do to put it back, go to image. It might not work, it might work. Reload. Alright, it put back the gray one. That's fine. Alright. So once you got all of that out of the way, let's go back to layout. Now you can go to Gimp. So let me just save. And make sure you're saving your files because something could happen. Trust and believe. Alright. Wait, let me go back to Blender. Let's go to texture paint. Alright, so within texture paint, you can also make a texture if you want like guides for your design you're gonna do. So let me choose yellow. And then we're gonna save another image. So my color is gonna be yellow. Strength is at 1. I'm gonna come down here to stroke. Right now it's on space. Ooh, wait, Control Z. Oh, I can't. Alright, whatever. But I had it on the on the fill. I gotta put it on drawer. And I gotta make my brush a little smaller. Go up. Radius. I'm gonna do 10. And I'm gonna put the color to black then, since now my shirt is yellow. So say I want a heart in a certain place. So I can draw my heart. I'm not the best drawer. And then say I would like a seam in this area. I'm going to put my brush size to 5. I'm going to change the stroke from space to line. And I'm just going to hold down my left mouse button and draw a line down. And then I'm going to do this side. And so, and then say I wanted some wrinkles. I am going to change my brush back to space. And then where I think I might want some wrinkles, I could just draw. So say a wrinkle there, wrinkle here, a wrinkle here. Maybe in the back some. Okay, so now you will come over here and you can go up here to image and you can go save as, and then we'll call this guide and then save as image. Okay, so let me save my file. Alright, so now we're going to go into Gimp and I'm going to go file, open as layers, and then I have to go to my folder, and mine is on my desktop, Kario t-shirt 2 2025. Open that, and then I'm gonna left click and hold down control, and left click all my PNGs I want, and then click on open. So I have my UV on top. Then the base, I'm gonna put the base, I'm gonna click on it, left click on it, and hit this arrow to move it down. I'm gonna take my guide, I'm gonna keep it there. And my t-shirt base here, I'm going to keep it up there. No, I'm going to click on the guide, and I'm going to move that up, a little down. Now, while it's on highlighted on the t-shirt base guide, I'm going to click this box here to add another layer, and I'm going to put, it could stay design, or you can name it Wrinkles. Let's do a design first. Okay. So I have a heart. Dang. I can't really draw. Well, okay. So this is going to be our design. So I'm just going to click on a big circle. I'm going to click on my paintbrush over here. What size is that? I'm going to make this size bigger. Make a big black circle. Make sure you're doing it on your design layer. Let me turn off the UV. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to make my circle a little smaller. I'm going to change the color to white. And then I'm going to click on the white and find another color. How about that blue? And I'm going to make my circle smaller. Alright, and that's my weird design. Alright, so now with the design selected, I'm going to add another layer. And I'm going to call that one Wrinkles. Alright, and this is our guide where we want our wrinkles. I'm going to take my brush down really, about 10. Let's see, maybe about 15. And I'm going to click on these two boxes down here. Okay, I'm going to start with black. And then I'm just going to draw on top of this black. Why is that drawing like that? That's because of my mouse. Alright. And I'm just going to do these bottom ones. It's not perfect, but... And then I'm going to put my brush size down to half. So say about 8. I'm going to switch the color to white. And I'm just going to make a white line. Okay. Now I'm going to hide the guide. I'm going to click on the eye to hide it. And make sure you're on your wrinkles layer. I'm going to hit this smudge tool. Make sure it's on smudge. I'm going to bring my brush up some. And then I'm just going to smudge it. And those will be my wrinkles. You can keep smudging it to your liking. You could do it one way. Or you can do it back and forth. Okay. You can use the eraser to erase some parts if you don't like it. Okay. Alright, so there goes our wrinkles. Here's our design. So now with this is, I have the AO as our base. That stays normal. I'm going to click on the CMB, the combined one. And I'm going to change the mode from normal to overlay. Okay. The design, I'm going to change from normal to multiply. And I'm going to take it down a little bit. And then the wrinkles, you can leave them as is. Or if you want, you can hit multiply, which doesn't do nothing. You can do overlay, which you can't see. So I would leave it at normal. Alright, and so then I'm going to go to File, Export As. And I'm going to change this name. And name it whatever you want to call it. And then I'll put Circles Texture. And then click on Export. And then click on Export again. And then let's go back to Blender. And we're going to click on Material. We're going to scroll up. We're going to click on this folder to open the image from your computer. And we're going to click on T-shirt base circles texture. Open. And here is our design. If you want to make seams for your collar or your sleeves in the bottom of the t-shirt, what you can do is follow the UV grid lines. Okay, so let's make some little seams for this shirt. I'm not mad at my wrinkles though, even though I don't think they belong there. I told y'all I suck at wrinkles. Alright, so let's go back to Gimp. Now I'm going to turn on the UV map right here. You know what? Let me go back to Blender because we need to know what's going on with these sleeves. So this is going to be our new guide. We're in texture paint. Let me change. Let's go back to the screwdriver and the wrench. Let me change my stroke to line again. And I just want to know where my line got to be. It don't got to be 100%. But this would tell me at least where the arm is because our UV sucks. Well, my UV sucks. And I need to know where the bottom of these sleeves are at. I'm not going to do a seam for like this part of the arm and stuff like that. How did I get there? But I am going to just do the bottom. So this would just tell me I'm going to do it for around the neck. So just want to know. which I really don't need to do the neck because I can tell. Alright, so I'm going to change this to this. Okay, and there we have our guides. So I'm going to save this image, save as, and we're going to put it as our guide, a new guide. And then I'm going to go back into Gimp, and I'm going to click on this guide thing. I'm going to go File, Open as Layers, and click on T-shirt base guide. I know it looks yellow, but it's not. See, it'll show you here. And click on Open. This one I'm going to click on and click the X to delete that layer. I'm going to close my design and my wrinkles. And I'm going to make a new layer above the T-shirt guide. So I'm going to hit Create a New Layer, and I'm going to name it Seams. And make sure it's highlighted. I'm going to click on my magnifying glass just to get close so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Okay, this is kind of crazy. I still don't know which one to do. Alright, you know what? I'm going to change the color to black over here. I'm going to click on this Paths tool. And I'm just going to select this, see, 1, 2, this first line. I'm going to left click there. And I'm going to hold down. I ain't holding down nothing. I'm just left clicking there. And then the neck. I'm going to hold down Shift and left click there. And then I'm just going to continue to follow this line. I don't think that's right, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, that's definitely wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, and then for here, I'm going to hold down Shift, click up there, and then I'm going to click down here. And then this one, to be honest, I can't tell where these sleeves end and where they don't end. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to hold down Shift. I think it's this one. And I'm just going to click down there. Oh my gosh, girl, this is not Blender. Alright, and then I'm going to come over here, hold down Shift, click, and then click down there. Then I'm going to hold down Shift and click here, and just follow this line. And I know it's going to look crazy when I'm done, but you'll figure it out. Okay, let's see, let's do the bottom, hold down Shift, and I'm just going to do this line, going across, and then, is that both? Yeah, that's both. Alright, so with that done, I'm going to hit my magnifying glass. I'm going to click on zoom out, and I'm just going to left click to zoom out. I'm going to click on zoom in, and I'm going to zoom in a little more. Now I'm going to turn off the UV map. Make sure you're on seams. Go to edit and click on stroke path. We can leave this at 2, line width 2, and hit stroke. We're going to turn off this t-shirt base. Ugh, it came out as a, I'm going to do Control Z. Turn off the t-shirt base. Make sure you're on seams. Edit. Stroke path. I have to change my line because it's dots. So I'm going to click on line style. Click down on custom and go to line. And then stroke. And now you see I have a line. And that is our seam. I'm going to blur it. and then I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur, and then hit OK. Then I'm gonna go to edit, stroke path, put it to 1, stroke, OK. And then I'm gonna do it again, edit, stroke path, stroke. Now I'm gonna put back on my design, back on my wrinkles, and while we're on seams, I'm just gonna lower the opacity a little to 36. Let's see how it looks. And I'm gonna go to File, Export to T-shirt base circles texture. We can do that because that's the name of it. And then we're gonna go back to Blender. We're gonna click on Image. And we're gonna hit Reload. And it didn't do it. Alright, let's go to UV editing and try it. Image, reload it. No, that's not it. Alright, let me go back to Gimp. File. Let me do export as T-shirt base circles texture. Export, replace, export. Go back to Blender. Go to image, reload. Alright, let's change it here. Image, reload. Alright, let me figure this out. Alright, so I'm gonna go and get, no, I'm sorry, back in Blender. Alright, so I'm gonna have to do it the hard way. I'm gonna have to bring it back in. Let's go to texture paint. I don't know why that did that. Image. Nope, it's not working. Alright, I'm gonna go to material. I'm gonna go file, open T-shirt base circles texture, open image. And I'm gonna change it over here. It's crazy. Alright. So when from here, you see we could have went more out with our seam here. So like about there, and then you know you need to connect this. So you can draw that in here, make another guide. That looks fine. The bottom to me. I think the neckline is too big. I think the sleeve one is too small. But you get the gist of it, okay? I'm not going crazy because I'm not putting this in Second Life. And I don't want to make long videos. But I would love to see what you guys do. If you could send me a picture. Alright. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you on the next video. Let me save this. Save. And let me save my Gimp. Save as. I'll leave it that t-shirt base circles texture. I'm going to put it in my folder though. And save. Okay, when you want to save a Gimp file, you do save as. When you want to export your texture, you hit export. Alright. And that is it for today. God bless. See y'all later. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click on for notifications on the bell. Alright? Alright, peace.